Hi there! It's Valentine's Day soon, so today's makeup will be a playful soft red look. Let's start with the base. Today I'm using this cushion with the dewy finish. I like that the color is more on the yellow than the rosy side, because that suits my undertone better. Spread the residues down your neck. To mattify, I'm using a powder that leaves a soft finish. Applying it around my laugh lines, under the eyes, and the rest on the brush under the cheekbones. Next step is primer. I have to apply this product quickly because it dries down very fast. I'm spreading it all around the eyes and also under the brows on the sides of my nose bridge. For the brows, I'm using a dark gray color with a little flat angled brush to fill out the gaps precisely. I'm starting to draw the underline of the brows in a straight direction, then defining the brow tail and filling out some gaps by drawing little strokes. To define the upper brow shape, I'm using a lighter color for a softened line. I want the shape to be slightly rounded but still quite straight for a friendly, cute look. Now I'm adding some contour to my nose eye area with the same grayish brown shade. Adding contour between brow head and the sides of your nose helps to soften out the inner edges of the dark brows. For my dark circles, I'm using a concealer that is slightly darker than the rest of my face, but the color can cover up the dark circles better. I'm only applying the product on the darkest area, then softly blending it out. With a light concealer, I'm trying to lighten up the shadow around my mouth and also lighten up my chin. Now for the eyes. I'm using my new palette with almost every bright color you could possibly think of, but today we're only using the red tones. For the base, I'm applying this light pink color all over the lid, which has a subtle sheen to it. With a pointer brush, I'm applying this bright red like a semicircle above my eye, but building up the color on the outer edges as well as on the inner corners and leave the center of the lid empty. While putting on the color, I have my eyes open because otherwise with monolids you can never tell how much of the color disappears when you look up. Also spreading a little bit color on the outer underlines. For a deeper color, I'm adding this darker dusty red eyeshadow, following the same shape and also focusing on the corners of my eye. To add even more depth and dimension, I'm using a darker brow color and applying it close to the eye with my eyes open in the corners. I'm taking my flat brush again and wet it to apply this light pink shimmer shadow on the center of my lid. The red brush helps to achieve a high coverage. To make the shimmer stand out more, I'm going over with this highlighter shade. With a tiny brush, I'm adding my favorite highlighter right next to my inner eye corners, which makes the eyes shine out much more. I'm also highlighting my under eyes close to the lash line, only on the inner half. With the same small brush, I'm using the deep red color again and lining my under eyes. I make sure I'm intensifying the color on the inner third and smudging out the color on the outer third. Now I'm doing my usual eyeliner and make sure that the angle of the wing follows the diagonal between my inner and outer eye corners. You achieve a natural angle that makes the eyes neither look too sexy or too sad. For today's look, I decided that fake eyelashes look too dramatic, so I'm curling my lashes thoroughly, especially my right puffy monolid, since the skin on my lid pushes the lashes down and covers up most of them. To make the lashes stay up all day, I'm always using a waterproof mascara. Make sure to get especially into the roots to stabilize the lashes. I'm also applying a thin layer on my bottom lashes. Moving on with the blush, I'm using this matching bright red cushion blush. Starting off to pat it carefully on the center of my cheeks, then spreading the color upwards towards the cheekbones close to the outer eye corners. I'm also adding a thin layer above my nose tip and blending it out to the sides. Now that the blush is done, we can add some highlighter to the high points of the cheeks. Also to the chin, and usually I also highlight my nose tip and nose bridge, but this time I just forgot to. Now for the fun part, I'm using a red eyeliner to draw little hearts on my cheeks. I'm starting to draw one on each side underneath the center of my eye. Then adding two smaller hearts on the left and on the right next to it. For the rest of the cheeks, I'm giving myself full freckles. Going into my bright red eyeshadow again and adding some blush underneath my nose tip and to the sides of my nose. To make my nose tip stand out even more, I'm taking my contour shade and contouring underneath the edges of my nose tip, also on the sides, and lastly underneath my bottom lip. The final step is lip color. I think this color is perfect for Valentine's Day. It's not too bright and not too prominent, but still a romantic soft red shade. I'm applying the lipstick in a dabbing motion to avoid harsh edges, taking a brush to smooth out the color for a gradient look. I'm going over into some areas I want more depth. And we are finished with the makeup. Thanks for watching and happy Valentine's Day. Bye!